believe the channel is live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Adventure on So Many Levels. We're going to play Masks, A New Generation.
Superheroes! Whoosh.
I am Christiana Ellis, and I am the game master for tonight's session. We're returning to our Masks campaign. So our players tonight, Nobilis as Flare.
Whoosh.
And not the beacon. What's your playbook? What's your
Outsider.
The outsider. We also have Dove Archambault as Curie, who is the beacon.
I got a bad headache.
We have Lee Burdett as Mayhem, the bull.
Muted.
And of course I'm muted. But what Mayhem's like, I'm really sorry you have a bad headache. I have a very hard head. I did not mean to crash into you like that.
You're not the cause.
Jason Banks as Vanguard, the legacy.
Granddad, can we please stop surveilling this place? We've been awake for 2 days.
And Paul Weimer as Antares, the Nova.
Okay, you ready, guys? Harbor kids, do what teenage superpowers bid. Cosmic fire or heal a friend with hope. Lift a car like it's made of soap. Look out, we're the harbor kids. Make our shot on the mark. Sometimes we're out just for a lark. Change our shape or cast some spells. We'll face our enemies pell-mell. Look out, here come the harbor kids.
Yay!
Bravo!
Wow.
2 verses, bravo!
All right, and we are hoping to have Millie Katie join us as Ilanil the Scion at some point soon, but for now, we're going to get things rolling. So, when last we left our heroes, they had, as part of a big fight with minions of apparently a returned supervillain thought long dead known as Reaper, and fought those biomechanical crab-like minions in a public park devoted to a memorial for Rifle Revenant, one of the mystic marksmen supposedly killed by Reaper back in that fight. But we now know that Rifle Revenant was in fact Reaper. And so Reaper / Rifle Revenant was supposed to be in that tomb. Turns out wasn't. Bomb instead. And is Reaper back?
Kaboom.
What's going on? It's complicated. We don't know yet. But worse, after this fight, another one of your antagonists, the influencer, released a doctored video where none of the Reaper's minions are visible. And so it looks like the Harbor Kids were just tearing up the park for no reason. We had Gunpowder Guardian, leader of the Mystic Marksmen, show up to try to contain the scene and whisk Vanguard, his grandson, away for further protection / interrogation / what the hell is going on here. Whereas the other Harbor Kids were asked to lay low in their headquarters. Most of them cooperated with that. There's some suspicion that maybe some of your various supervillains might be planning some kind of a team up. And the group decided that probably the influencer was in fact the first person to target. But before we follow up with the rest of the Harbor Kids looking to turn their sights on the influencer, let's rewind back to Vanguard being brought back to Mystic Marksman headquarters by Gunpowder Guardian. So I think let's start, Jason, by having you do your legacy move, basically let's get a vibe on what your Mystic Marksman family thinks is going on right now and how they're reacting to you.
Oh,
Look at that.
the full
10.
hit.
Wow.
I just realized I don't have open the actual book to look at the specific wording of that move. If you have it open and
Let's
handy, do you
see.
want to read
Yes.
what happens on a 10 plus?
Says, let's see. On a hit, one of them offers you meaningful encouragement, an opportunity, or an advantage. On a 7 to 9, another is upset. On a 7 to 9, another is upset with your most recent actions and will make their displeasure known. When I miss, something you did stirred up the hornet's nest and expect several members of your legacy to meddle with your life.
Okay, well, so the good news for you then is that with a 10 plus, it seems like it sounds like you're not they're not mad at you right now.
No, not at all.
So I think that what happens is, you've been loaded into a helicopter. It's a familiar helicopter. Gunpowder Guardian is there. You watched as he went and spoke to your teammates, and most of them were then meekly ushered to a Humvee where they were driven away, whereas Flair flew away in a burst of indignant, you can't tell me what to do vibes. So, but then as the helicopter takes off and is returning you to headquarters, so I believe you all were made aware of the video before any of this happened. So you do know that already, that there was this doctored video out. And so I think Gunpowder Guardian starts off with, we've already got the team analyzing the video that's been put out because we have every indication that this video has been manipulated, but it seems to have been manipulated in an extremely sophisticated way, and I don't know exactly what's going on here yet. But just to start with here, I know you wouldn't do this. You wouldn't do what the video showed me. So, tell me, what did happen?
Vanguard just kind of we were in pursuit, and next thing we know, Reaper's minions pop out. The influencer and a couple are there. We have to get the couple out. The influencer's mad because I think we broke a camera or something. And then before we realize it, the statue explodes. I don't know if we triggered a trap that was already set and left there from years ago, or if this was to say, I'm back. Because it was his statue, after all.
What had you making your way to the statue in the first place?
What were we chasing? What was it?
It was specifically that you'd been having dreams that maybe the tomb, something was wrong there,
yes,
and then
yes,
you
yes, yes.
saw one of the minions in your bedroom, but then it disappeared.
Yeah, and so then he goes to Gunpowder Guardian, and he gives him a very serious look for a second and says, "This is going to sound crazy. So just bear with me here. So my powers have been growing as I've worked with the team. So I don't know if this is a part of that or not. But I was having dreams about the statue. And I woke up and saw one of the minions in my room, and it disappeared. So I was like, well, the only other place in the city that's kind of affiliated with that would be there. And of course, one of my team members came with me, and we also didn't realize one followed us. And then an explosion.
So you had evidence of the minions before the statue exploded.
Yes. We yes. And when we got here, they ambushed us. Well, one of us.
So you see Gunpowder Guardian here is very intense right now. And I think it's in a way that I'm not sure you've really seen before. I don't think you would be confused as to why, but I think you're detecting that this is different than just his general cranky, everybody's making a mess that I have to clean up demeanor,
Yeah.
right? Because Reaper is his son who tried to kill him and has been dead for decades.
Should be. Yes.
And now seems like maybe they're not. And somehow you are also wrapped up in some confusing mess around that. And you can see that this is bringing out some darker elements of his anger than perhaps you're used to. And you're just watching. He's asking you reasonable questions. He's very good at keeping himself under control, but you have the experience with him to sense that this is different than when he's just mad someone's robbing a bank.
Right. And so he very much takes on a manner of just simply answering and not mincing words about it. Though he does go at one point, he does kind of pause and he's just like, Gramps, like you don't think this is like, this was just an old trap, right? Just some last really bad attempt at some sort of exclamation point on that, right? There is no way he could have survived, right? No way. Like the entire team of marksmen, like there is no way, right?
Vanguard, I've been doing this for a long time. And it would be foolish of me to ever say that something was impossible, that there was no way. We see things that should be impossible every day. But I saw the body. I saw it placed in that tomb myself. I saw it closed up. And this is not just a case of someone has stolen the body and placed a bomb. There's also these biomechanical crabs. There's also the fact that this influencer character seems to have been ready to film all of you in this fight and then distribute the manipulated version. And I don't think that happens by accident either.
And not to mention, it seems every run-of-the-mill villain we have come across has been amped in some way. I mean, the zoo crew, the boat, and now
the cruise director.
yeah, the cruise director, and now the influencer. I mean, even before he didn't have this level of influence, like there has to be something. But even if even in the insane parameters that he is still alive somehow, how on earth would you make that happen? Not to mention, this is somehow connected to those amulets or necklaces, those things that have amped them, and because there's all this purple weird energy stuff. Like,
it all started when your friend Ilanil showed up.
oh yeah, I forgot. Oh yeah. I forgot the greatest villain you guys ever defeated outside of the one we've hidden for the last several decades.
Mm.
Daughter is in my new friend's home.
Well, I don't know if you forgot, but I sure didn't.
Well, it's
Okay.
kind of we also ran into the chef too. It's been a month.
Well, the chef, at least we got a cake out of the deal. But
Yeah.
this is, I want to say, Vanguard, that under the circumstances, I think that you've been doing very well. So I don't want you to feel diminished when I say that this is too much for you and your team to handle.
Oh, resurrected supervillains, interdimensional warlords, and a mystical amping power. Yeah, man, we thought we were gonna be like, stopping some purse snatches, doing the social media thing. Flair can do this cool like shape-shifting thing. It's pretty awesome. Like, but at this point, I feel like something's like we switched roles. Like this sounds like something that would have happened when you were doing this. Like, what?
It did.
Right. So what is happening? This, like, honestly, this is the most dangerous the city has been in forever.
Mhm. It's yeah. And don't worry. We're going to take care of this.
Wait,
So I've already asked your fellow harbor kids to lay low at their headquarters. Hopefully they can manage that. At least one of them seemed uncooperative in that regard. But
I'm sure it was Flame.
well, you saw, you watched it happen, I think.
Yeah. It's Flame, as in,
yeah.
they don't like to be told what to do. And honestly, I'm gonna be real with you, Gramps. Most of the Harbor kids have a solid capital O in oppositional when it comes to being told what to do. To be fair,
Well, this is where I'm going to need your help. This is where you can help me. Obviously, something is happening in the city, and it has managed to center itself around you and your team. Now, that puts all of you in the crosshairs, and it puts you in the spotlight at the same time. Now, we can get things under control and figure out what's happening. But that's going to be harder if you and your team are out there making a mess, causing more problems. So, because I understand what you're saying about your team, I think that the long leash we've had you all on so far might need to be shorter for a while, and I'm going to need your help in enforcing that.
And Gramps, I would love to say that I could do that. But knowing my friends, and I'm going to say this with all the affection, they are already planning to get out of that building to go investigate what is happening, if they have not already.
This would be a great moment to cut to the headquarters, by the way.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, I think right now we have a time synchron, a time element thing of, so I think we could do a little bit of a, cut to, where we last left everyone else going, saying is like, so we're going after the influencer, right? And then cut back.
Yeah, like,
but I mean, I think the difference is right now, like we left everybody else mid-morning the next
Mm,
day.
yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's the issue here, is that I think we're still catching
Oh,
up
yeah,
with
yeah.
Vanguard.
But no, and he's like, look, he's like, and like, he's like, I get it, but honestly and truly, I promise you, no matter what I say, they're gonna go, and I don't mean that because listen, I'm gonna go, Gramps, and I'm gonna be real with you. I'm kind of tired of like honestly, if this is going to be a team you want me to potentially lead one day, then honestly, we're just a bunch of rambunctious kind of assholes, and we should go do that in a way that allows us to kick the shit out of stuff. And you may not want to give us a longer leash, but I promise you, Flair's going to burn through that thing. And honestly, if I do not let one of them in particular break something at some point, the two of them may break each other. So, Graham, it's like, I normally fall in line. I do. But seriously, at this point, they're too curious not to. And so am I. Because honestly, if this goes as bonkers as it's probably going to go, which means someone came back from the dead, an intergalactic warlord's going to show up at some point, as well as I think we've heard whiffs of us going to have a supervillain team against us. Honestly, if we don't die, this is going to be awesome.
Welcome, Millie. That was a
I-
great place to come in.
Yes, I was just going to say,
Yeah,
that was a great moment, but I also will need to take a moment to get everybody in their right places on the stream, and I didn't want to disrupt your excellent monologue there. We're definitely going to have some reaction in a moment, but let me just take a moment to welcome Millie.
Hi, from the wilds of Western New York.
It's
Ha-ha.
Saturday night. Oh, wait.
Wrong
I mean,
part
it
of the
is.
state.
It is actually.
All right, let's see.
Mm.
I think let's get everybody where they need to be. Why am I not able to do this? Okay. Okay, I think I've got everybody in the right places on the 6-player layout. So, you say all of that, Vanguard, and I think that it sounds to me like you're not even really just replying. You're trying to persuade here,
Yep.
right? Because yeah,
because he's gonna finish. He was gonna say he's like, so look, why? Let's just skip it. Skip the send us back. We sneak off. You find us. We sneak off again. Just send us.
mm-hmm. I think I'm going to give you an opportunity here to use a move that technically you don't normally have access to, because this is an adult move. But there's an adult move that is standing up for something. And this is a savior move, but I want you to give me just a little bit more to say not just this is what's going to happen, but why it should. Why it's not only just a matter of convenience because it'll happen no matter what, but why it's the right thing.
And he says, besides, you said it yourself. Somehow, the new team that's been set up that hasn't done a jack diddly thing is caught up in all of it. And wait for it. No matter what you've done thus far to cover it up, to keep us away, to keep us out of it, to stop us from being around it, it's found us. So at this point, it feels like you're ducking this problem. And I've never seen you duck crap. So honestly, stop ducking this fight. It's coming to us regardless. And honestly, at this point, we're either ready or we're not, because if we're not, kind of fucked. So Gramps, seriously, you can send mom, you can send my cuz, you can even call in my mom and dad if you want. Like everybody, you can call in the whole people. I don't care. It's like, but the Harbor kids are going to be the spearhead of this, whether you like it or not, because wait for it, we already are.
All right. So the stand up for something adult move, which you don't just have forever now, but I think this is a moment where it feels fictionally appropriate. Roll plus savior. Okay, that's a 7. That's a 7, which is a hit. So on a 10 plus, you would choose 2. On a 7 to 9, you're choosing 1 from this list. The listener can't keep doing what they're doing, or the listener can't flee without addressing you, or listener can't attack you without losing status or position. And I think that one of those seems like it makes the most sense, but it's still your decision.
Yeah. In Vanguard, he looks at his ears like, look, Gramps, I get it. You love to keep this type of thing buttoned up. You like it tight, neat, and sewn together, so prim and proper. I get it. But honestly, at this point, that's not going to work. We can't do it this way. Obviously, whomever this is knows how you play the game. Because, to be fair, they've been ahead of you this whole time. I mean, they somehow got a bomb into a statue made out to your dead son under your watch. Something's got to give here. You got to do something different.
I think there's a moment where you see a reflexive, rush of anger start to come up here. And it's something, again, I'll just reiterate, like, I think Vanguard has not seen Gunpowder Guardian like that.
Yeah, he
There's
does.
so there is an aspect to which I think you might even recognize that under the circumstances here, under the story that you know that the public doesn't, is that to a large extent the whole reason Rifle Revenant became Reaper was that he felt that Gunpowder Guardian was exerting too rigid a control on both the marksmen themselves and the city. And that is an extremely painful memory for him. And that is essentially the argument you are making now. And so there is a moment, I think, where you see that start to rise up within him. But before it can emerge, he takes a deep breath. He closes his eyes. And he says, "Once upon a time, someone else made a similar case to me. And I did not react well. And it became the most painful loss of my life. Though my instincts and my desires have always been to do what I think is best for the city and for my family, I have to admit that they failed me then. And even though the similarities now are producing a lot of big feelings for me, perhaps this is a lesson that I can learn instead of another regret." So, Vanguard. What would you have me do now?
Let's get the harbor kids. Let's go down that hole and follow and find. Let's find where this came from and put a stop to it. If it's coming after us, we can't keep dodging it. We'll be out in a park somewhere having a whatever, and they'll just come out of the ground in the middle of a bunch of kids. At this point, the only place we know they came from is out of that park under his statue, and his body's gone. So if there's any way we can follow whatever they burrowed through or whatever, it could lead us to him. And I'm sure that's probably what the other harbor kids are thinking now, because it's our only lead.
I hope that I'm not going to regret this too. But
Oh,
but you've impressed me recently with your leadership of this team, and as much as I don't enjoy being lectured by my own grandson, I have to nonetheless respect that I have a grandson who can stand up for himself and for his team. That means something. So, we're almost back at the headquarters. I would suggest that it's been a long night. You could probably use some rest before you launch into a new mission. But when you return to your own headquarters in the morning, you can bring one of the auto repair modules with you. And you know that what those auto repair modules do is it's basically like a field repair kit for the super vehicles. And you know that you have a defunct super vehicle in your headquarters.
how did you know? Have you been watching us?
That building is owned by the marksman. Who do you what I knew what was in it.
Yeah, but like it's like, oh come on, like
I don't have to have been watching you. We knew it was there. It was inventoried.
I mean, sure, but you were watching. That's not a denouncement of if you were
I
watching.
didn't say I wasn't watching, but I wouldn't have had to be watching. I knew it already. I knew it before I watched. We don't just leave those things lying around.
And he's like, hey, thanks, Gramps. And besides, look, I promise you, you're not going to regret this in the way you think, but you will regret it.
Some other way you regret it.
Because, I mean, honestly, we're going to blow something up. Oh, I already know. We're going to blow. Oh, we're going to blow something up. Maybe multiple things.
He's just kind of just shaking his head and just like,
Oh,
I made
just-
the decision. I'm not pulling back on the decision. I think it's a good decision. But one last thing, though, that I know it's your nature to throw the jokes, even when they're only half jokes, even in a situation like this. But I need you to take this point seriously. When we let Shotgun Arcana, your cousin, know that the statue had been blown up, they replied with one word, acknowledged, and then disabled their transponder.
And let me guess. For the first time ever, You don't know where she is.
I assumed that she was going to try to pursue her own investigation, and I assumed that she would blow off some steam and then re-establish communications. But right now, no, I don't know where she is.
Oh, Gramps. He's like, she's like, seriously, Gramps, you're scary, but Cuz is, I mean, Cuz really punches hard. Like,
And the thing that I don't have to remind you is Rifle Revenant may have been your uncle, but he was Shotgun Arcana's dad.
right.
And I'm having a hard enough time with this myself. So I just want you to be aware that she's out there somewhere and probably not thinking very clearly at this time.
I mean, I know we're going to probably blow some stuff up. She's dead. She might level part of the city, Gramps.
Well, I will do what I can to prevent that.
I'm not trying to be humble or anything here, but she's better than me. Like, let's just call a spade here. She's not the hotshot rock star for no reason.
Vanguard. She may be stronger than you. That doesn't mean she's better than you.
True, because
Now, I'm not playing favorites here. I'm not saying you're better than her either. I'm saying you have different skills.
yeah, and besides, I've got the Harbor Kids.
Yes, you do. So, I will pull back on our attempts to put up walls around all this and give you and your team the freedom you have asked for. Let me know if you would like me to change that. Because I'll say once again, this is bigger than what you've faced before.
It's fine. Flair's gonna be our PR guy.
Yeah, we'll see.
I think that as you say that, a little alert goes bloop bloop bloop, and the screen in the helicopter console pulls up, and it's on the news. Someone has sent in phone video of Flair like tearing apart a junkyard.
Oh dear.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
PR, huh?
Yep. Yeah.
He uses it for stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So,
And also, he is an alien.
So I think that we could probably leave the scene there, and just to sort of re-link the time for everybody. I think it does make sense that you would probably need some sleep because all of this kicked off in the middle of the night, and it's like 5
Adrenaline.
a.m. now. Yeah. So, so I think perhaps what we can, unless there's anything else that you would want to have happen in between, we can perhaps resume our scene where we had left off everybody else starting to think about how you might want to approach the idea of disrupting the influencers' magical control over the online space. But we can have that be met with Vanguard's returning to the headquarters with this auto repair module. And I think that kind of in respect for your request, this is not like a motorcade showing up and with security people dispensing of the paparazzi. So it's you're gonna deal with that how you can. We lost Dove, it would seem.
Oh no.
Hopefully
No.
they'll be back in a moment. But okay, there we go. Just in time for me to switch the layout again.
Yeah.
All right, so it's good. We're good. We're all good here.
How are
So
you?
Vanguard, you show up. Well, first of all, I guess, do you even accept a ride at all, or are you just like making your own way back from the marksman headquarters?
I will actually fly back,
Yeah.
and I will carry. Depending on how big is the auto thing.
I think you can carry it with
Okay,
your
yeah.
strength. I think it's
Okay.
it's big and bulky. Let's say it's the size of like a steamer trunk. And
Oh, okay.
it would certainly be too heavy for a normal person to carry it easily, but that's not a problem for you.
Oh, yeah.
And I think the fact that you can fly actually gives you a rather straightforward way to avoid the paparazzi, because you can just,
Yeah, because I also want to talk to the guys before we go out there.
yeah. So I was just going to say, if you're flying, you could just land on the roof probably and then go in that way.
Go down.
Yeah, because to be fair, as much as I know, like potentially there's a crazy like interdimensional world altering, like even like life and death spanning thing going on. The Harbor Kids just got a new car. We got to design this thing. We got to figure out what it looks like.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So I think that you are aware that as you fly in, that there are a lot of paparazzi outside the headquarters, taking pictures, but that's really all they can do.
Right.
As you are able to come in and land on the roof, and I'm sure that you all have a roof entrance.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you are
Yeah.
able to show up with everybody
There wasn't
else.
one before. Flair made one.
There's a hatch by the tip of the rocket that we used to go up and spend time.
Hey, and I'm like, hey, Harbor Kids, surprisingly, my Grams didn't kill me.
I'm glad to see that.
Yeah. Cheers.
Mayhem.
Wonderful.
Hey guys,
So-
Mayhem,
Yep.
specifically, you're gonna like this.
Okay.
They're gonna let us go after this thing.
Which thing?
Wait.
Which
There's a
thing? Because
yeah,
we've been
which thing?
talking about a thing. Which thing are you talking about?
This whole thing, like the Reaper stuff, the influencer, the purple stuff, like all the weird stuff that's been happening.
Woo! All the
Whoa,
We
punching.
get to go up against a supervillain team up.
Yeah.
Yes.
And also, I even told Gramps, I said, look, you're not going to regret this for the reasons you're thinking. I said, because we're going to probably blow something up. And I said, someone in particular is going to be very excited about the probability of blowing some stuff up. So he's been pre-warned. So seriously, guys, let's go kick some ass. But first,
Before we do
get
that,
to, but first, we get to do it in style. And he holds up the auto thing.
What the heck is that?
It's gonna fix that. And he points to the vehicle.
It's
A
gonna fix our couch.
Yes, it's gonna stop being a couch and be a car again. We just got a Harbor Kids mobile.
Oh, and that doesn't sound like all three kinds of bad idea from an adult perspective. Your Gramps must have been like sleep deprived or something.
To be fair with you, with everything going on, I'm not gonna say he's thinking his most clearly, but that's to our advantage. And besides, honestly, as soon as I get a chance, I really want to punch the influencer. But
We were working
I'll
on
be
that.
like that.
We were working on that.
Yeah.
yeah, we've got a circus outside too, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait.
Yeah.
Oh,
That-
we know.
But again, we got a new ride, guys.
That's not
Oh.
Flare.
Yeah.
Do you think Flair could like put himself inside and take it over and make it like a super Flair car mobile?
I wouldn't want to
When
rely.
Flare alters Earth technology, it tends to do great for a little while and then break spectacularly.
Yeah, we don't want to do
Yeah.
that to our.
Yeah, we
So maybe not let him enhance it.
yet
Right.
there may
Not
be a
this.
time or place.
Yeah.
When a spectacular explosion is imminent.
Yes.
But no,
Huh.
but seriously, guys, what is this thing gonna look like? But also, what are we gonna do about the circus outside? And what have you guys been thinking about doing with the influencer?
Well,
I got
Christian,
vetoed. I wanted to go and punch them all in the face, but they wouldn't let me do it.
Christiana,
Yes.
what are the buildings like around our headquarters?
I think that you don't have anything that's directly adjoining, right? Like it's not, and there's not anything that's like physically in contact with yours.
Okay.
However, there's a couple of narrow alleys, and the other buildings that are nearby are like 2 to 3 stories. You know, I
Higher?
imagine a lot of brick.
Okay. I'm just thinking like Kiri might just, while they're designing the vehicle, Kiri might go and use her skills to go and go and do some creeping
Okay.
around that mansion.
You're just leaving everybody behind to go to where you know that one of
Well,
the
like letting them know, not
okay.
like
Well, I just so I'm happy for you to do this. I'm just surprised because it seems to not line up with what everyone else said they were doing, which is okay.
Well,
But
I
so I
mean-
just mean I think you should maybe have the conversation where you tell everybody else
I-
that you're
yeah,
doing that.
yeah. I just wanted to make sure the escape path.
Oh,
From
so
the
you
paparazzi
can
was
get out
clear.
if you need to, for sure.
Okay.
But I think there's a difference between that and like what everyone else just said you were going to work
Oh, yeah.
on, and then you going somewhere completely different. It's dangerous by yourself.
Okay. So
Again.
Yeah, this has not in any way been foreshadowed by
Yes,
prior
so
experience.
all I'm saying is you can slip out without talking to anybody if you want, but I think if you're going
I'm
to tell
gonna-
them, I want you to have that conversation.
yeah, I'm gonna tell them. So,
All right.
Wait,
yeah.
wait,
Well,
where
you
are
guys-
you going?
While you guys design the vehicle, Alano found a possible location of where this team up is based out of. And I was thinking I could go and do some surveillance where, without being immediately spotted.
Yeah.
Alone?
I mean, if
I mean, you're not the only one who can get around without being immediately spotted.
if
Yeah.
you know what, Flair, if you want to join me, I wouldn't mind. In fact, you wouldn't have any issue keeping up. So
Mm-hmm.
mostly, I'm not a vehicle person. I can drive, but that's about it.
I would feel better you not go alone.
Yeah, and also like if this is going to be like a supervillain team up, I think you should have a team with you. I mean, I'm not against going, I mean, especially if Mayhem wants to punch some things. I think the situation with the influencer might take a little less punching than Mayhem requires, but but a supervillain team up seems like a great amount of punching.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
I'm just gonna go do
Okay.
surveillance.
So
like,
now, let me I'm gonna do something I don't ordinarily do. I want to be the voice of reason for once. No, just like, okay, just I'm trying
Let's
it
hear it.
out. I'm trying it out just to see how it feels.
Okay.
But how about you do your reconnoitering after we've got a cool super vehicle to come to your rescue in?
Okay. You know what? Instead of going out to wander, I'm gonna just go and get some
Besides,
get some
we
painkillers.
want everybody should get input into what this thing looks like when it's done.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well,
Because we're only going to be able to do this once.
I'll
Yeah.
be okay then. I'll be back, and she'll walk to the med bay, and you hear sound of some pills rattling. Hangovers,
Yeah.
hell,
Yeah.
especially when you're not used to
Yeah.
Yeah.
drinking.
So, as far as this vehicle is concerned, I know we had kind of tossed off a few details about the defunct thing currently being used for, I believe, clothing storage. But I think with this super module that you've got, basically, I'm giving you the opportunity to, within reason, design what this super vehicle looks like. And when I say within reason, I just mean that I think that it can do ordinary things like getting around. If you want it to have more extraordinary abilities, we would have to negotiate them. That's all.
I think it needs to have the ability to hover. I think that's an entirely reasonable thing.
Well, a flying vehicle, when some of the party can already fly, but not everybody, seems entirely appropriate to me.
Right.
Yeah.
Or at the very least, hover across the surface of water if
Yeah.
you need to
Oh,
go somewhere.
yeah. I actually like the idea that it could be a hovercraft, an actual like ground effect vehicle. Because first of all, name one super team on any medium that has a hovercraft. Second of all, they're really common in certain places where you've got water and land interacting a lot. It's actually quite useful in those circumstances.
Yeah.
And third, we can fill it full of eels.
Yes.
What?
Eels?
What?
What?
Yes. Our hovercraft will be full of eels.
I want to actually just toss in with a bit of ridiculous trivia that connected just because my brain does this to me, is that there was a toy line back in the
Oh my God.
80s where it was a super team. It was very G.I. Joe-like, but all of the vehicles had the ability to like transform from one form to another, and one of them was in fact a motorcycle / hovercraft. And the reason that I think I was able to pull this is because the name of that toy line is in fact Mask.
I completely forgot about that show. Oh my god.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
Okay.
But the toys were cool.
What? The eels. What about the what?
What are the eels for?
It's Monty Python, right?
Yes, it's a Monty Python reference.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
someone has a language phrase book that includes the helpful phrases such as "My hovercraft is full of eels."
Okay. That's a reference I'm unfamiliar with.
I'll have to track it down for you.
Well, I was saying that more in character.
Gotcha.
And the thing is that this is absolutely a reference that Flair would make.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Monty Python seems like it's about in that.
Yeah, it's
area.
old enough.
In
It's
the
old
happy place.
enough that he's
Yeah. Now
I
the
mean,
question
you
is,
can
why
put
does
eels
Mayhem
in your
recognize
hovercraft
it?
if you want? It's very open.
So, a hovercraft, Vanguard.
Okay,
Does
that
feel
sounds
appropriately
interesting.
themed.
We're the harbor kids. Hovercrafts
Yeah.
are useful.
Something I would since you guys want feedback from everyone,
Yes.
I want to make sure there's a place where if one of you gets knocked out, or me, there's a place to put them that will be safe.
So you want a med bay?
Not
we
necessarily
at
a
least a
med
place where a
bay,
stretcher
just
can
a
go, yeah, and
basket.
first aid and stuff.
A
like that.
basket. First aid basket.
Yeah. Carrying, person-sized basket for.
Well, kind of like the airlift helicopters that have the
Yeah.
little sort of cradle
Ooh,
stretchers can go
Yeah.
on.
because I'm ridiculous. What if
sure.
it's just the Harbor Kids transforming hover van, and it like does the hovercraft thing, but also like little wings will sprout and it can kind of fly because and it also could have like a side door hatch that opens so we can do like triage and like if someone gets hurt you pull them in. I mean, yes, I'm basically ripping off the Ninja Turtles turtle van, but it's kind of dope. And also I kind of like the idea of Mayhem tossing somebody out of the top of it.
I like the idea
Yes.
of Mayhem fighting somebody on top of it.
Yeah.
Just because I know Flair. Let's not have it be a 70s kind of thing.
Ooh. And
You all,
it's a Volkswagen. It's a Volkswagen
minibus.
yes!
No.
design, like
Yeah.
shape. I'm okay with, just not a paint color. No design.
So no
You don't
avocado
want.
green.
I was thinking,
Orange,
goldenrod
bright
with
pink.
white accents.
Yes.
Ooh.
Okay, I'm referring to what I told the three of you while last session. The Kiri's backstory. Why is she afraid of that type of thing?
Yes, that's
Okay,
right.
that makes sense.
So
Yeah.
You
Well,
don't
I would
have to
think
make him super
that
villain.
I would think that because it is tangentially related to the marksman, the colors would probably be better off similar to, like adjacent to, but not exactly like their colors.
No way. No, and Vanguard's like, no way. Seriously, guys.
I guess we
This
need a
is-
color palette of our own.
He's like, yeah. He's like, no, I told Gramps, no, like, cutting the crap here. Like, if they're coming after us, we're gonna go do this thing. If they're making a supervillain team to come at us, then we're gonna come at them. Like, this is our vehicle. This is our time. Like, let's do this thing.
All right. So, what color palette are you thinking?
What do you got?
Okay.
Claire?
If we're Harbor Kids, it's got to be blue.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
blue and
blue.
some shade.
A bright teal?
I mean, it depends on what it goes with, but
I mean, we could do like you could do like Seattle Seahawks. It could be like blue and lime green.
Oh.
I don't
One of the
think
atrocious
so.
color settings ever. Fluorescent green and
Now-
royal blue.
an anchor
I-
is a classic harbor symbol.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's like almost universal.
How about a life preserver?
Ooh,
That's even better.
I like that.
Damn.
I like that.
Because
Yeah.
an anchor, you could, your paparazzi guys, the guys outside, you could think, oh no, they're a dead weight. They're just gonna
The
they're
influencer
just gonna
could go for that,
yeah.
yeah.
But life preserver, you've got your lifesavers candy reference, your life preserver. It's a
Yeah.
wheel with extraneous ropes, and it's an
Mhm.
engulfing weapon. So
Mhm.
I'm not. I'm sure they'll come up with something, but they'll have to stretch it a little bit to come up with something negative
Right.
about a life preserver.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we could, let's see, we got the life preserver, and then we could put our symbol in the middle of it.
Well, do we have one?
I was just trying to remember the details, but didn't we
I-
go visit the needle and have it?
Yeah,
logo
we
designed?
didn't actually come up
Yeah.
with anything in specific. Just, I rejected the needle's influence by talking about a design for it, for the Harbor Kids stuff.
I was trying
But, like,
because I had in my notes that happened, and I'm trying to find where it was. Like I've been looking for the notes for it, but yeah, I'm not finding
Yeah.
the details. But
Yeah,
if y'all
Curie-
want to say, like we can say, Curie says, I had just gone to the needle to have some insignias
Oh, yeah.
designed, and we can decide now what that actual design
Yeah,
is.
Right.
yeah, because I've seen our notes, we faded out on that not having decided it. So yeah, I
I
think
see.
now's
Yeah.
the time to bring it forward.
Let's see.
Okay.
A lighthouse.
I
Uh,
believe someone
too
mentioned
phallic. I hate
Too
to say
phal-
it, but too
yeah, too
phallic.
Well,
well, like
Mm.
something I remember us talking about was like a wave, but like
Mm.
with it alongside a kind of like a pier structure for H, and then a wave coming off it for the K.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I like the idea that we decide as a group here what the actual logo ends up being. But I believe, like looking at my own notes here, that what happened eventually is that Curie requested that the needle design something, I think.
Okay.
But so we can say that as you're having this conversation, you get a little sort of delivery notification, and
Right.
Yeah.
there's the package with a bunch of
It would
iron-on
be
patches and
patches.
such. Yeah.
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 Okay.
Oh,
So we got the
yeah.
life
This is-
preserver. I'm trying to think.
we
How about a
we would
life
need a
preserver with the
motto.
Harbor Kids logo inside?
in the middle, yes.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
would need a motto.
Yeah.
Honestly.
The Life Preserver is a pretty good name for the Harbor Kids super vehicle.
Oh yeah.
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 Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
Where land meets sea, that's where we'll be. That'd be a cool motto.
and some hovercraft have like their lift motor like in the center of a ring.
Hmm.
I just keep thinking of the scene in Rumble in the Bronx where Jackie Chan jousts a hovercraft with a samurai sword.
Wow.
It's a good movie.
I have.
I mean,
There's not
Jackie
a lot
Chan,
of
like-
hovercraft movies, but
no.
So also, by the way, for the symbol for the Harbor Kids, we could do 8. We could do. You could actually do H, R, and a kind of K with it, and the line to go through would be like the waves for like the water. Let's see if I can.
Ooh.
See if I can.
Huh.
Yeah. And like, or we could do. I mean, I don't think an anchor would be bad. Maybe we could do the life preserver with an anchor in the middle, maybe.
One or the other, I think.
I think the life preserver would be.
Yeah, I
would
think
be
the life
better.
preservers are just like better all around.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because
It's a good foundation.
You could have
And-
just sort of like a stylized splash, like it's splashing into or out of the water
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
actually, life preserver with kind of a stylized splash going around it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm, mhm.
I since I love Latin, I propose the motto be per mare per terris, which means by sea and by land. It's I know a couple of Scottish clans have that, I think, but so I
I
know it's good
mean,
so Latin.
I mean, I think it's still cool though. Like we
Yeah.
could do, you could put it like it'd be like a on the life preserver.
Yes.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
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 See? Now we've got a hovercraft vehicle with a like logo design on it that we can put on the front, and we want to make it some sort of blue color.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Does Antares power have a certain color to it?
Um, it's more like the gold and white that you see in his uniform.
Ooh. Well, what about stuff that could like work with your guys' powers and stuff? Like what if we could have like something to help you like throw your flare your fire and flames and stuff at people?
I mean, the big problem that we have when we run into things is getting everybody there.
True.
Yeah.
And yeah,
We don't usually have much of a problem with firepower once we're
well, yeah.
Right.
I mean, think of this more like a conveyance rather than a combat vehicle.
right.
I imagine.
I mean,
we could
I mean,
probably-
we're more like dragoons. You know what dragoons are?
Mm-hmm.
So so think of it that way. We're
Mounted
not
troops?
cavalry, we're dragoons. We travel in this vehicle, but then we get out and then we kick ass. We don't kick ass with the vehicle.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Then I think we got it. So now, but the question is, are we going to go take this to investigate the influencer, or are we going to go take this to see if we can go break up a superhero team before it gets a supervillain team before it gets started too quickly?
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, like
so
I think
My
if anything
point-
happens, it's going to attract the influencer, and we need to be ready for it.
Right.
I did think that Blair, you had a way of I mentioned a thing about you getting an interview with Chadwick, like as Chadwick arranged, so that we could learn more about him himself. That was at the end of last session.
Hmm.
The only
Yeah.
one on the team that doesn't know about his secret identity is
no, because and that's actually a good point, because when we were breaking it down last night, what we were talking about was the supervillain team up may be a little bit out of our league right this second, but Chad is somebody we can deal with now.
And should,
So,
because
yeah.
he just puts oil on the fires that we're dealing
Yeah,
with.
he's
so.
a distraction, basically. He's the
I-
distraction. He's
Well,
the
I
low level.
mean-
He's the low level attention guy who's.
I think he can do us a lot of damage.
Yeah, he can.
Yeah.
I didn't say
but-
that the distraction wasn't powerful.
Well,
I'm not
I think
saying that, but
part of the issue too is not so much just he's a distraction as much as he's the one that's currently pointed at you guys.
Right.
Like the others are doing stuff, he's the one that's dealing with you right now.
Right.
yeah.
And I think before confronting them directly, we need information. That's why I was wanting to, observe where we think their base is.
Yeah.
And my goal with that would be to essentially not be known by them. To
Okay.
not actually be, either not be seen or not be noticed. So, that's why I wasn't so afraid of being found or of needing rescue.
Okay. If I know Chad's type, he wants attention more than anything. And if I put the right word in the right ear, I might be able to get him on camera and talking. And at the very least, we can learn something and possibly get him to kind of reveal more than he expects.
That is a good idea.
So
I don't think we. I don't
but
think we
I don't
can
think that's
directly
anything you guys
punch.
can help me with. So I'm gonna go and do that.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm sure there's other like groundwork you can lay so that if we are, go on to um the Colonel Karzan at his mansion, there may be things to do to lay groundwork for that you can do while I'm out handling this.
Sounds good.
Plus, I have an exam to take.
So
Noted.
the funny thing is that we had the whole last session where Flair came clean about the secret identity to everyone except Vanguard, who wasn't there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I think once again, probably everyone's like, "Oh yeah, an exam," but Vanguard, what?
You're muted.
And Vanguard's like, exam? When you start school?
Someone will fill you in.
So Flair's gonna turn into a pigeon and fly out a window
That's for the birds.
and head away from the paparazzi
Mm.
and find a place to change into his mundane identity and
So,
head to the studio.
anyone have any further issue with me going and staking out, doing the stakeout?
I think it's kind of risky, especially given the fact that we've now lost one member who's going to try to work on a thing in a less risky way.
Well, how about this, Vanguard? You can join me. You can keep up, so yeah. You'll be, two eyes better than none. Or better than one.
Well, how about this? How about I will go out and distract the paparazzi and to allow you all to go and help out with the scouting, and then I will fly off and catch up.
I've never done a scouting mission quite like this, so it'd be interesting.
Okay.
And Vanguard is just like, and besides, it's kind of like Graham said, if we're really going to do this thing, we've also got to handle this kind of stuff.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I wish
How
I
are you
could-
feeling, Alano? You've been quiet.
So part of Alano's being quiet is the not knowing exactly everything that's going on because, well, not human, and only recently arrived. So I'm just going to take cues from everyone else. Although I do think I should go or be at least around the recon and
Yeah, we're all going.
Well, if
Yeah.
well, mainly for like I found it with magic, and we know that magic enhancements and other things are going on with these villains. So, hi, you're resident magic user.
yeah,
100.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'll definitely won't mind magic coverage.
Yeah. Now to make sure I also don't end up becoming a beacon, but
Yeah, I'm gonna sneak, but I'm also the beacon.
Sound a little light.
Yep.
Yeah, so okay. I guess it's for the vehicle thing, is that like something where it's like it?
Yeah, I don't think we really finished that, did we? Is it just a hovercraft and you got the logo design on it now?
It's a hovercraft that has a
Yeah.
side open door
I mean,
and
I
has
think yeah. So I
sling.
think
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. So like kind of it's a we put in the specifications, we hit the button, and it starts.
Yeah. If anyone's playing like Death Stranding or Death Stranding 2, you know, it's got a whole little thing that comes out when you need to repair your truck or whatever. And anyway, so Flare just flew off themselves. Everyone else, I mean, you're not gonna just not take your new hovercraft, right?
Yeah, we're gonna. Yeah, Carrie's gonna step a little bit away and get on a column.
Where does everybody sit? Like, what's the seating like? Where and who gets shotgun? Who's driving?
Who's the driver?
Yeah.
Not Alano.
Well, of course.
Not Mayhem either.
I think Vanguard is our driver. I would think.
I mean, it was originally
a marksman thing, so Vanguard should
yeah.
be our driver.
Well, I think in the interim, it's going to have to be Antares, because Vanguard is going to be doing PR stuff. So
Well, I was thinking,
in order,
Carrie can drive too.
yeah.
Living out in the country.
If you want to drive, Carrie, that's fine. Otherwise, I'll drive.
Okay.
I mean, I'm usually more used to being driven than driving, but you know.
Yeah. Right before we go, Carrie's gonna step off to the side and get on a one-on-one call with the Flare. Say, "Hey, Flare, do you want us to fill in Vanguard on your secret?"
No, let me.
Okay.
I'll get around to it.
Don't take too long. Okay, so we're gonna take our new vehicle out for a spin.
So was there? It sounded like Vanguard was considering maybe going out to speak with the paparazzi, if only to distract. Was that going to happen, or are you all just taking off?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
So then we can take off.
Yep. And so once I come out and they make their big hoo-ha, y'all can head out. And Vanguard will. How does Gramps do this? And like walks up. And he will walk out front. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So certainly, yeah, there's a lot of attention. Everyone's shouting questions at you. A lot of cameras
Right.
pointed at you. It's like, you know, what do you have to say about the video taken of you destroying the park? You know, it's like, is there some reason or motivation behind it, or you know, have you spoken with Gunpowder Guardian?
Like, a Gunpowder Guardians team is working on the altered video footage. We're trying to figure it out. It's a very sophisticated and complex problem. And again, we've got the full mind of the Guardians behind us, and we're going to be working at that as fast and as effectively as possible. And we did not mean to have that happen to that statue. I mean, that was a Guardian. Come on, guys. Like, why on earth would we do that?
So I think that this is probably a provoke someone move. I think in this circumstance, they are susceptible to your words, if only that they want you to talk to them, right? So they're definitely, you know, wanting that. So provoke someone is a roll plus superior move.
Alrighty, let's do this. Oof.
Oh, no.
Dear. It literally says, oh dear.
Oh gosh.
That's a result of 2. Which means
York
that
experience.
I think that there is no calming whatsoever, and I think instead you're getting a lot of questions of what do you have to say about accusations that the Mystic Marksmen are simply covering up criminal behavior from both you and also other members? And there are accusations that this is actually been a criminal organization for a long time, using their supposed hero work as a front.
Oh no.
Vanguard's like,
I think
and Vanguard's
I-
like, that's blatantly false. We are not criminals.
Well, so bearing in mind, I know that you're
Yeah.
continuing to want to react as though you're doing the right thing, but let's also role play your result a little bit.
Right. And
I think that a kid, a teenage hero, would probably realize he was in way over his head
right, and he's like,
and either ask for help or just give up.
Well, I was just gonna say, it's an opportunity perhaps for a punch a reporter moment. If that's something you feel like, I'm not gonna force that on you, but I'm just saying it's kind of a classic for a reason.
oh
well,
yeah,
like,
no.
how close are they getting?
Well, I mean, they're getting
Right,
literally
right in
as
your
close as
face.
like they're
Right.
crowded all around you. They're fighting each other to be the closest to you.
Right, and at that point, Vanguard will be like, he'll fly up above them and be like, look, guys, we're not the bad guys, and we'll prove it. And he flies off towards where they're going.
All right. So
Anything
I
else?
think, yeah, you get the sense that you've merely whet their appetites.
Right, and he's like,
Yeah.
I said the right thing, but I guess I don't have. I guess I'll have to ask Gramps how he does that like stare thing. Like, he's got that like stare down pat. I wonder if Flair could make themselves look like him and do it. They like practice.
I think there's maybe a moment where you hear in your head Gunpowder Guardian saying, "It's not just a look that I can do; it's my decades of experience running the city.
And
It's
he's
not
like,
just a It's not just a thing that I do with my face."
it is that he's just like, no, it's definitely the thing you just do with your face.
Screen cut one tiny cell at the bottom of the page. Gunpowder Guardian going, "Oh God."
Well, no, he's watching a live feed of that.
Right.
Of course he is. He's got
Of
cameras.
course he
all over.
is.
Of course he is.
And it's just
Yeah,
me
and
trying to
yeah.
do. It's Vanguard trying to do that face, but it just doesn't work well while he's saying these things, and people are just like ravenous.
So what I'm imagining is there's just a panel of him like sitting at his desk in the headquarters watching this on a screen, and then the next panel is the exact same picture, except you see that in his hand he's squeezing like a stress ball. It's like
Stop
exactly the same
stuffing.
picture, except that the stress ball is like popped in his hand.
Yep.
Poor Gunpowder Guardian.
Oh, just
And-
wait till we blow something up.
Does it provide coverage for us to get out?
I think it's the opposite. It is now like as you're opening it up, everybody is just like surrounding, and so you're having to like really like you can't just zoom out at speed because there's everybody around, and so you kind of have to let them mob you a little bit before you can kind of get the vehicle out into the clear, and that means everybody gets a really good look at it. They're shouting questions at you through the windows. I mean, you can get out. It's not like they can physically stop you, but it's certainly not a case where like they were distracted, letting you slip away unnoticed. And I think there's even a moment where like some of them are jumping into their news vans, hoping to try to follow.
Oh God.
I think in that situation, Curious is going to be like, well, let's test the hover mode and go out.
Well, that is certainly one way that you could lose a news van.
Yeah, cut through the harbor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and as Vanguard flies off and he's beside you guys looking through the window, he's like, that's why I'm not a stealth guy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And I think maybe they're still kind of a little fresh off the incident, you know. We'll give them some time. Maybe it'll calm down on its own.
Yeah.
Mm,
Maybe.
Probably not.
I am going to say that without it being one of the specific basic moves, I think it makes sense in just a broad way that superior is maybe the attribute that would most directly apply to driving this vehicle effectively. So
Okay.
let's have our driver make a superior roll, not for any sort of specific consequence right now, except for looking cool when you take your new vehicle out for the first time.
Okay. Well, I am currently guilty, so any it'll automatically put a -2 on this.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
let's see. Oh,
Okay,
hit.
all right.
that's not bad.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah.
within 8, I think that's a hit. I think it's awkward as you're trying to get through this crowd of paparazzi and get around the little mini blockade they've put around your building. However, I think the moment that you break past that little line of cars and vans and zoom out over the water and engage the hover mode, I think looks very cool. And there's just a shot of everyone going,
Cool. And of course, the door closed right behind us.
yeah. Oh,
Like,
yes,
Mhm.
naturally, yeah.
There
Like, I
wasn't
think,
even a chance for someone to just like duck around
no.
to get in.
I
'Cause you
mean,
know they
what would they
would.
find
I
when they
think
got in there,
a
right?
couple
Some
of them
day
got
old
very
Doritos.
blurry photos of part of the floor as the door was closing. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A pizza
Yeah.
box.
But I think on panel that this moment would be the first time we actually see the full vehicle, right?
Yeah.
We would
Yeah.
have seen like a little montage of like little bits of it as
Yeah.
it's getting repaired. But now
All
we
right.
see the actual thing. The life preserver. Super
Yeah.
vehicle of the Harbor Kids.
Okay, so here's an idea, y'all. Just for just an idea. I'm throwing this out there. We
Mhm.
may need to add a cattle catcher to the front of this thing.
I second.
Not necessarily. You know, it's well, I think actually that a cattle catcher would probably give the wrong image.
It's important to note that a hovercraft can run you over and you will absolutely not be harmed. It's not
Yeah.
like it's not like a lawnmower in there.
It would be less
not
of
be
a
harmed. I think might be overstating it. I agree. It wouldn't.
Okay.
You were not getting chopped up like a lawnmower, that's for sure. But it
Yeah.
would still probably knock you down and press you to the ground.
yeah. But it'd be
It
like, you know,
probably hurts.
Yeah.
you're suddenly in a wind tunnel instead of a
Yes,
Yeah.
but yes, it's
Yeah.
not like lawnmower blades underneath. It's
Yeah.
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 Okay.
But the I mean, just specifically because you wouldn't want something under it to damage it, right? So they're designed
Yeah.
to not just have exposed turbine blades.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think that moment though of this the hero shot, so to speak, of the life preserver is a good opportunity to cut over to what Flair is up to, heading to your
I think the way
workplace,
I'd
right?
like to handle this
Mhm.
is with a few shots of Flair, like talking to another buddy intern, and then the two of them are standing in somebody's office that has a desk.
Mhm.
We're not hearing any dialogue, but then like the three of them are then somewhere else,
Mhm.
and he's spending like a day just putting words in ears, trying to be very subtle about it.
Okay.
And I've been holding on to my mundane
Mhm.
all session for this role.
Okay.
So he is trying to actually he is trying to provoke, but he's not someone. He's trying to like provoke the organization as a whole.
Mhm.
Just to say that getting this influencer guy is clearly an important personage. He's not, whether he's a super villain or not, he's clearly involved in the whole superhero beat.
Mm-hmm.
And wouldn't it be great to scoop everybody else and get the first interview with him?
Sure.
Now,
So
Flair is aware that this is going to give Chad more power.
potentially, for sure.
Potentially, that's it could increase his influence. But
see, one of
with
the
the
big
magic
things,
and stuff he's got, Flair is not too terribly worried about that.
mechanically, one of the things that it would be very useful for y'all to do is have the opportunity to do a Pierce the Mask move.
Yes, that's exactly the move that I was hoping to set up.
Right. So Pierce the Mask is a mundane move. Provoke someone is not.
It's a superior move, which I also have 3 right now.
So I think that we'll say that it's a provoke someone move to try to have this. Basically, you're trying to set up that like the news channel would set up as a news story to have an interview with him.
Right. That's exactly what I'm trying to do.
Okay, so I think that's the goal we're seeking.
That's the stakes for this role. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Ooh.
Oh boy! Even with a +3, that's a 6. That's a miss, and you don't have anybody there who can. help you.
I don't really have anything that I can do to boost that.
Yeah.
Actually, a part of my legacy move is that they will give me an advantage. And because we know Gunpowder Guardian watches and has, like a Batman.
Yeah.
Could you maybe whisper something in his ear through the communicator or something that they have to help him out?
Yeah, like if you're running into a wall, you maybe just call in a little bit of a
favor. Yeah. Do we have pool for that?
I think so. I didn't establish it at the beginning, but there's definitely at the start of a session, pool does carry over, and normally we would actually add one to the pool. So right now there's 4 in the pool, and technically I should have added one to make it 5.
And so if we spend one now, then you can get me to a
right. So the one thing that I'll ask though specifically is, given the arrangement that you just set up with Gunpowder Guardian, do you want to be calling in a favor from them, or do you want to be trying to do something within your team's capabilities?
Nope. I will have the call in go to him, because it'll be like, we're trying to snare the trap. We're trying to bait the trap here. And we're running into because we're a young team trying to kind of get this going. We don't have the push you do. So,
well, okay. Yeah. What I want to suggest is, and this is not a no to that, because I think it's a reasonable thing that you might ask, but I think that there's a degree to which it was a really big thing for Gunpowder Guardian to sort of agree to let you all handle it. And so then to only hours later say, actually, we do want your help though.
Right. So
so I think there's a little bit of you requested it to be hands off. And
what if the way to push it is to say it won't just be an interview with him. It'll be him, that they'll cover him interviewing us, the Harbor Kids.
Oh, see?
And that's the fun scoop. It's the influencer.
Yeah, like what if the story was not just an interview with the influencer, but an opportunity for the influencer to interview the Harbor Kids?
Right.
Oh.
You know what? I think if that is put on the table, I think that just turns this into a full success. I think if that had been proposed to begin with, I probably wouldn't have required a roll. I think everybody would want that.
Oh yeah.
And maybe that's maybe that's the consequence of it being a miss.
Mm.
Is they're like
you have to sweeten the deal.
Yeah,
because
all right.
they're like, is this kid really going to be that big of a draw? Like, the only reason he's even getting anything is because he's talking about the grandson of the Gunpowder Guardian.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How do we
yeah, yeah.
sweeten this up?
Yeah. And so
And by the way,
help is
that miss was the last potential I needed for another another.
yeah. So you got a bunch last time though for telling
Yeah,
the whole team about your secret identity.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I think we can basically imagine that the help in this instance is you call the others to basically say, we need something that to sweeten this a little bit. But what you could get is certainly, like, for example, Vanguard recording a little message agreeing to do this on behalf of the team. So just so that the rest of the people at the station wouldn't be saying, why is an intern promising that they can get a superhero team to agree to an interview?
Yeah, matter of fact, he uses his communicator to call me and be like, hey, could you show up here and agree to this thing?
Or even just send like a call, right? Like because you're with the other rest on their way somewhere, but
all right. So and when I get the call and I agree to it, I say, hey guys, so Flair did a thing. Remember when I said we were gonna have to do like PR stuff and stuff? Like, we're gonna be on TV.
We have to do PR stuff.
Yeah, we're all gonna be on TV.
Oh dear.
It's the debate of the century. The Harbor Kids versus the influencer, live and in color.
Well, the interesting thing about this too is that, what was originally intended to be kind of like recon research, let's figure this guy out before we confront him, is now
a confrontation.
Like, let's have the confrontation on live TV.
Oh boy. Well,
yeah.
Kiri's gonna need, if Kiri's gonna be involved in this, Kiri needs to clear at least one of her conditions.
Well, I mean, you've got ways to do that.
Yeah. Well, I was just gonna say too, if y'all still have conditions, remember you can sometimes help each other with that. Also, remember the other ways that you have to clear conditions.
Yeah. Well, the one that would matter, like for Pierce the Mask, would be angry. So hurt someone or break something important.
Mm-hmm.
Don't break the car.
I know. That's yeah.
Just imagine you wreck it on the first time you take it out.
You never get to drive it again.
Let's not even suggest that. Player has history with that type of thing.
I was just suddenly imagining a parking enforcement officer trying to figure out how to put a boot on a hovercraft. Just standing there.
Like holding the thing in one hand.
Yeah. No. Anyway. Okay, so I think that's an exciting development. But I think that's at least we can go ahead and probably just resolve that with a panel that shows, like, you've made your way up to one of like the higher place, like, news editors for the broadcast. And everybody's sort of standing around looking at a phone where this message has been sent to the influencer to like request this interview. And then it just, everyone's standing waiting, and then it just pops up with a little thumbs up emoji. All right. Love it. Okay. So then everybody else, you're headed to this mansion out of town.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very low profile in your new hovercraft.
I imagine we're not like driving straight up to it.
Well, okay. Tell me what you're doing then.
Well,
so wait, what color is the hovercraft? What did we say?
Blue.
Okay. Yeah, that's good.
all I can think of is the Street Fighter movie, and they had that like speedboat thing that they were driving around. Like I just imagine us in something like that. We're like,
There's
yeah, inconspicuous. It's just this armored hovercraft.
There's a button that says stealth mode, but all it does is project images of a Kia Soul on the sides.
Oh,
Oh.
goodness.
well, but yeah,
They'll never see us coming.
All right,
What-
all right. Hold
what-
on. Quick question. What kind of car is this? Did we agree that it was less like a passenger van or
It's
a minibus?
it's a hovercraft, but I guess what shape is it? Can it be the Volkswagen?
I mean, yeah,
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
I think it needs to be. I mean, it's probably about the size of a Humvee, like barely able to fit into a parking space or a lane of the road.
Uh-huh.
But the shape of the part above the skirt is VW microbus.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like if you cut the top part of the microbus off and put it on a hovercraft.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's
What-
blue.
And it's blue.
What Carrie would want to do would be like go like a good, few blocks away, kind of park the thing, and then
I'm even going to offer,
Right.
just as I love this hovercraft so much. And because you had started and I was being willing to give you something that would fly, and then you picked a hovercraft instead, which I adore. But what I'm going to suggest is that this hovercraft can hover in the way that a real hovercraft can. But I will also give you that it's got basically, it can jump. It can't fly and hover in the air, but it can like bounce itself. Like
Yes.
it can, it can just do a burst that would allow it to do a jump.
okay.
I will
And
take jumping.
And the nickname for the life preserver is Jiminy.
All right, cool. So, tell me then, this mansion as established it's not like out in the middle of nowhere, but it's certainly in the outskirts of the city. As the metro area begins to turn to a sprawling suburban type of a neighborhood, you also have the areas where, hey, there's not a lot built here because some rich person owns a ton of this land and there's a house on there somewhere.
Yeah. So, when you get to that point, basically, Carrie is going to kind of go into her almost explorer mode, where kind of keeping to areas of denser brush or copses of trees, and just like get as close as she can to the area, get within sight of the mansion or the mansion's grounds, and then just just sit and occasionally kind of do a couple circles.
Oh, sure. So like the initial recon, but this time with your colleagues nearby and ready to assist if necessary.
Yeah.
But this is the preliminary. Let's get a sense of what we're walking into.
Yeah.
Okay. So is that the straight up creeping move, you think?
That's what my plan was.
All right. So when you scope out a person or a place, roll plus mundane.
Okay.
Okay, that's a 9, so that's a hit. And on a 7 to 9, you get to ask one of those questions.
Okay. Let's see.
What's my best way in and out? What happened here recently? What here is worth grabbing? Who or what here is not what they seem? Whose place is this?
I was. I'm thinking. What happened here recently?
Okay. Okay.
Like, did a bunch of people move in, or
Sure. Sure. Um, I think that as you're kind of getting past sort of the parts of the grounds that are visible from outside, there's a big wall around everything, and it's got I think fairly big grounds, and it's not just like it's a big house with a big yard. I mean, it's got grounds, right? Like it's many acres of land owned around it within this
Yeah.
compound, and then the mansion is on it, but it's surrounded by significant um, landscape, I guess. I was just trying to not say grounds again, but as you're kind of getting, the lay of the land of the initial like outside perimeter, I think you do detect one of the things that has happened here recently is that it looks like the security system has been upgraded. You see signs that there has been, you don't, I think, immediately recognize everything, involved. But what you see is some places where this old construction stone wall that goes around this whole compound has in a few places what look like electrical components that have sort of been added on in some sort of a security setup, and cameras here and there
dust
that
from
look
fresh
new.
holes drilled in to things. Dust
Well,
from fresh holes drilled in and
yeah, well,
such.
so the point just being that you're seeing security devices, fairly sophisticated ones that look like they've been added recently. But I think without sort of trying to penetrate any of that, just kind of trying to get a sense of what's involved there, there's also a few places where you are able to get a little bit of a higher perspective from one of the trees outside and look in. And you can see that in addition to the house itself, there is some sort of another large structure that has been built out like in a part of the grounds that's hard to see from anywhere outside unless you're like from above. And it's not quite temporary buildings, but it is the sort of like it's this out like Quonset huts, you know what I mean? Like it's sort of like fabricated modular construction type stuff where they have tried to build some sort of a structure designed to hold something relatively big that looks like this is like quick. This was put up, quickly. Like even though it is covering in the entirety of it something about the size of a football field, you would guess that it looks like it would have been put up in less than a couple of weeks. It's that type of construction. Like it probably doesn't have a whole bunch of a foundation. It's just something designed to be, get the structure and shelter up for something quickly. Is that? Oh, I think we're. Are you with us still there, Duff? It seemed like you froze for a second.
I'm back.
Okay, well, so you didn't hear me just say, "Are you with us still here?" You froze for a second.
That's the first thing I heard when I came back.
Okay, well, so I was talking for some time. I don't know what you heard and what you didn't.
Basically, you're describing temporary building.
Okay, yeah. So it's basically there's a temporary building that looks like it's almost like a low-roofed airplane hangar with a footprint about the size of a football field, and it looks like it's been put up recently.
Okay. That is interesting. Let's see. I feel like that would be I guess I'm just low roof but large footprint seems
Mhm.
odd to me. Well, I'll
Well,
make
when I
note
say
of it.
low roof, I don't I just mean it's not got a huge hemispherical roof like an airplane hangar often does. It's not
Okay.
tall. It's just like a one-story normal height ceiling.
Oh, okay. 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 Well, and once I feel like I've gotten everything I can from that,
Mhm.
I will return to the group. I imagine this is like, several hours.
Oh, I don't know that it necessarily took you that long to get what I just described.
Okay.
I mean, because otherwise we'd have to imagine everyone else is literally just sitting in the hovercraft waiting for several hours while.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Well, looks like they got some new security of some form. Uh, I don't know exactly what it all is. I just know new stuff was put in. And also, looks like there was a new building. Like just inside the fence. Um,
Right.
pretty big footprint, but not tall. Like one story, but about the size of a football field.
Does it look like prefab or what, like brick?
It's prefab. It's not gonna, it could last some time, but it's not gonna last generations.
Right, and a whole heck of a lot easier to punch through if we need to punch our way out. Okay.
Yeah, though I'm wondering,
Also good to know.
I'm
Fair.
wondering what's in it.
And you are the construction person.
Yeah, well, see, that's why I asked
That's-
prefab
that's
or
Construction
brick.
or destruction or both.
Yeah.
Okay.
I dare to say what's in that building's possibly more interesting than what's in the house.
Mm,
Maybe.
Yeah.
Alana, did you get any kind of anything more specific than just this general area or just that general house or?
the house, but that's about it.
All right, so what you were looking for, the magic stuff, is actually in the house, not in the strip mall.
Yeah, I think so.
At least
Okay.
at the time that you did your
Yeah.
your ritual.
Okay.
Do you think you might be able to detect anything from here without being obvious?
I can try.
I think, well, here's my thought on that is if you don't think you can do it without being seen being detected, then not worth the risk.
I mean, you guys tell me what you want to do.
I think it's worth the risk.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think I'm going to go with. Well, I did it the last time. I know how to kind of do it now, so
Mm-hmm.
I should be able to do it again.
Mm-hmm. So I
Okay.
think what we did the last time was we had this as an unleash your powers roll.
Yep.
Which is, to overcome an obstacle, reshape your environment, or extend your senses.
Extend the senses. Now I don't have access to a computer, just my phone
Okay,
right
that's
now.
all right.
So
So,
someone's gonna need to roll that for me.
Okay, I believe I can pull up your sheet here and I can click it for you. So this is a plus freak roll.
Yep.
Yeah, and which you've currently got at a 1. So let's
Sounds right.
Yeah. So it looks like your plus freak roll is a miss with a 6.
Oh, no.
But that's a 6, which could be potentially made into a 7.
Yeah. If someone wants to give me a little encouragement.
Or maybe
I'm not there.
or
so-
maybe a little bit of extra power, maybe.
I'm not sure so much how, like, kind of.
I mean,
Well, actually, based on how kind of like my powers based on essentially life force and draining it. I just usually use myself. So if someone wants to
Uh,
juice me a little,
could
for lack
I?
of a better term.
Could Kiri providing some energy count as making a sacrifice to absolve your guilt?
I think so. Yeah.
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 That's a nice win-win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Here. And Kiri will hold out her hand for
Oh,
Alana
well
to
done.
take.
Okay,
Oh.
so take the hand that's offered, apologizing profusely because it's going to hurt a little. And
so that I think we don't I'm not going to have a role for this, and especially since part of what you're trying to do is clear a condition, I'm not going to make you take a condition for it. So I think this would be the sort of thing where you can just role play the effects of this. There's no mechanical effect. But
so
yeah, go ahead.
It's going to hurt. It'll be like a stinging sensation running through your blood.
Okay.
And it like comes out from you and travels into me. You see my skin and such kind of like brighten a little bit and then immediately drop back down. And you want a juice box and a nap right now.
Right. So that brings it to a 7, which is still for this move. You can it will either be unstable or temporary, or you can choose to mark a condition to have it.
I'll go with temporary.
Okay. I think that you are reaching out and you're trying to sense the same sort of. You were trying to basically trace the kernel before.
Right.
So tell me, I guess, what specifically you're looking for now. Are you still looking for him? Or are you just trying to reach out and figure out what there is at all? Or tell me what you're
I'm more trying to figure out what there is at all because basically I was looking for him, came across this place. So kind of is he still here or has he left anything behind? If he's not there.
Right. So I think that what you are able to detect is first that he does seem to be there. You get the sense that he is in the house.
Okay.
But you're starting to detect that there feels like there is something else. But it feels strange. It doesn't feel like what you'd expect. It's a little bit like you're trying to tune in a radio station that's very staticky, but in addition to hearing one like voice, you're hearing something else, but it's like another language, and so you can't quite process what this other thing is.
Right.
But it's fainter, it's more distributed, and it seems to be coming from near the house, but not in it. And so you definitely recognize his signature, but what the other thing is, you don't know. But it's got some element of magic to it.
Okay.
And then I think as you're sort of feeling this out, it's kind of there's a little bit trying to focus as much on that, that other thing. You feel yourself extending your power a little bit too much, and you realize with a start that you were about to maybe draw more from Curie than you meant to.
So I'll then drop it because I don't want to call the cavalry.
All right.
And then I want to try to focus on finding that spot that isn't him. Like trying to kind of place it within the complex that as far as I could tell.
I think just based on what Curie told you, that other structure seems like a likely place to look. You didn't
Okay.
see it yourself, so you don't quite have the same mental picture of it, but it seems logical.
I think Carrie would have drawn like a simple like squares, like get a general relative locations if possible.
All right.
All right. So there's the kernel in there and also something else. What would you like to do, Harbor Kids?
Do you think Dr. Apogee might have moved in here?
I think that if he did, you would know. He might have set up the security, I'll be honest. But if he was here, it would be obvious.
He would have side effects?
Well,
Said he would kind of
Cleo would be here. Cleo would be here as well, first of all.
And I doubt she'd be subtle.
We're both equally as subtle as each other.
So yeah, she would not be subtle.
She's capable of it, but you've seen her outfit. She's like Egyptian goddess themed.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I think you would know. I doubt he's here.
Okay.
You know, if I was
you mentioned offhand at one point you're wondering how he's paying the cost of the magic.
Yes.
I just had a really, really kind of bad thought on what that other building could be. A place for the cost to be paid. Yeah. Place
I
for
thought you were going to say he's growing pot in there.
no. A place for sacrifices to be kept.
It's possible it would be in line with how my father does everything.
Yeah. And I imagine that would show up as something different than him to you.
So would disrupting that sacrifice center be a blow against their power then?
If that's what it is, we would need to know for certain.
Yeah, and also, honestly, he would know very quickly if
it happened.
So I think we'd want to kind of.
That would be part of a coordinated strike.
Yeah.
So house first, or split into teams.
If possible, maybe Flair
Well, Flair's not here.
Well,
Flair's not here
at a later time.
Yeah.
Flair in a small shape, go in and see if he can get a better look. Perhaps somehow figure out what the security system is.
If y'all wanted to say, like, you're going to let some time pass for Flair to rejoin you, or if you would want to do what you're doing at night or something like that, you can do that.
I think what Carrie would really want to do is basically almost like set up a blind where she can observe for like a couple days.
So
do we have that much time?
What she would want to do.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, do you feel like you have a couple of days here?
No.
No, I don't feel that.
No.
I mean, I understand the caution, Carrie, but that feels like we're spinning our wheels and just making the problem worse in the meantime. I mean, waiting a couple of days doesn't gain us it's,
Not
it's
to
more of a
mention, I
vers-
think that this interview that Flair has gotten you all agreed to is probably
Yeah.
within a day or two.
Mm-hmm.
And
I really wish I
also,
could.
if he has set up something to akin to what my father would do, the sooner we can free everyone,
Yeah.
the better it will be for them.
Okay. Well, let's
My father was himself was not known for handling
patience, being
He-
patient.
handling his meals with respect
Hmm.
or gingerly at all.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I will. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. Well, I think I'm open to the rest of you guys. Like,
Yeah, I think
I'm thinking.
at most we wait a little bit for Flair to be here.
okay.
Yeah,
And-
cover
Then we
of
move.
darkness.
and we move on it.
Yeah. Oh, would Vanguard have told us anything about Shotgun Arcana?
Other than she's my hot-headed cousin who's
Like,
like a rock star. No, not really.
would he have mentioned that she was she had gone
No,
oh,
because that is
okay.
because
That's family business.
that, and even if she does something crazy, that really is not going to affect us unless she shows up while we're doing something. She's she's out doing her thing, so Lord knows where she'll end up.
Yeah, probably it won't have anything to do with you at any time. You'll just hear what happened later, you know.
Sure.
Great.
I
Next
can't
episode.
imagine that it would interact with your story at all.
No, not at all.
I just
whatsoever.
brought it up just for, for whatever.
Hashtag sarcasm.
Well,
Listen, my
know.
hot-headed cousin is known for their very level-headed and very much calm way of handling things. I mean,
before we get to that interview, it would be very nice to be able to blow off some steam.
oh, that probably is not gonna happen. And besides, the last time we got anywhere near something like a vacation, it ended up with weird cruise zombies.
Don't remind me of that costume.
Yeah, it was kind of bad. I think Flair was having way too much fun that day.
Yeah, he's stylish. He really is not.
I think it is. I think it's the confidence. So, speaking of Flair, are we going to wait for him to show up? Because I would like a full team if we're going to go in there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
When Flair shows up, yeah, we make a go no go decision when Flair arrives.
Okay. Yeah. Probably call Flair to say, hey, come.
Here's where we parked.
Yeah.
So,
here's where we parked.
On that note, it's not like this is a long-standing vehicle that's heavily associated with your crew, but it's also not subtle.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
So I guess tell me, are you just have it parked on the side of a road somewhere while you wait? I mean, tell me what you're doing.
I think we would have gotten
to do that, but
someplace if there's like an old abandoned garage that was like kind of potentially kind of collapse in a few years.
Well, maybe there might be such a thing. I think someone would have to maybe look for one.
I will.
How are you feeling? Because you've just got got vampired by Lionel here.
Yeah, as I said,
I
basically you
really-
feel like you could use a nap in a juice box.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe
I like-
somebody else should go take a look.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think
Right.
we're looking for an assess the situation move.
Yeah,
which is
I'm
plus
just
3.
saying, out of character, I would be able to do that without penalty now.
Yeah.
But yeah, somebody else can.
I'll go look, scout around.
All right,
Okay.
go ahead.
Not my
and,
usual thing, but I'll give it a
yeah.
shot.
Roll plus superior to assess the situation.
Let's give it a go.
Look at that. That's an 8, which lets you ask one of the questions and to take +1 while acting on the answers. One of the questions is, what here can I use to blank? That blank could be, for example, hide the hovercraft for a little while.
Yep, that sounds exactly what I want to do.
Okay. Well, tell me what you find. Is it a sort of a half dilapidated barn? Or
Because this is farmland turning into exurbia, eventually turning into suburbia. So there's still old farms and old buildings. So yeah, there's a crumbling barn whose red color is very, very faded. The top of the silo is half gone, but we can hide the hovercraft in it just easily.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, there's some really good wood in these things.
It's lasted as long as it has, even half baked. Yeah,
Yeah.
imagine.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Even after it collapses, this thing will probably be visible for a decade or more.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Rocket.
I mean, if you were a photographer type, I could imagine they'd go to town photographing something like this.
Well, I was just suddenly also just thinking, I don't think of old half fallen down barns as having a lot of good wood. But Rocket, come
Well,
on. But
I
it's fine. It's not important. You find a place that is going to effectively let you hide the hovercraft while you wait for Flair to come join. And Curie can, be still sort of watching from the outside just to see if there's any other activity. Rocket, come.
yeah.
Speaking about
Thinking of other
activity.
activity.
Carrie will find like
Rocket.
one of the trees that had started growing up around there and just get kind of curl up in one of the branches.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
So, yes, you hide, and you are able to reach out to Flair to
Yep.
come join you.
And Carrie, I went to one of the trees that had grown up around around it and just kind of curled up in a branch to keep an eye out.
Sure. All right. So, I would say describe the panel that is the time that we cut forward to where you are getting ready to make your move.
I kind of like it. Like there's the dilapidated barn with the can barely see the hovercraft through an opening, and little shadow of Kiri in the tree, and then just like same panel but just with evening colors and flare and a shape of flare descending.
Sure. All right. So, if we're going to have some action this episode, you guys got to get on it. So, tell me what you're doing. I mean, if you want to just keep planning, that's okay. We don't have
No,
to.
well,
I'm just
I
saying.
mean, I think actually this might be a good place to
Okay.
End the
finish
issue?
the session.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
so on that note, then, perhaps next time when we return for more masks on so many levels, the assault on the weird mansion compound
Dun, dun, dun.
commences.
So many
Don't
levels.
forget end of session moves.
Oh,
Yes.
right.
Good point.
Yep.
Thank you.
So as we finish the end of session moves, as of course always, we go through and everybody says whether or not you grew closer to the team, grew into your own image of yourself, or grew away from the team, and then adjust your sheets accordingly.
So I think Kiri grew closer to the team. She literally sacrificed some of her energy to give to Alano. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
So I'm going to give potential.
Great.
And Alana was already had influence over me, so
Mm-hmm.
I would say Vanguard grew closer to the team because he defended his team against his grandfather.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's pretty badass.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Great. So you can clear a condition or mark potential.
Actually, speaking of conditions, would him going into the paparazzi be considered foolhardy, and then running away when he realizes that he's in over his head be being run away from something?
Well, so you're trying to clear insecure, I assume.
Yeah.
Is the idea? I don't think you can do both from that.
Well, yeah. Well, I can do
activity.
at least the afraid. I can do at least the afraid when he ran away from it.
Yeah, no, I think that one makes more sense because the foolhardy action without talking to your team.
Yeah.
You specifically
I
told them,
did talk to the
I'm going to
team.
go and distract the paparazzi. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yes, I think when it starts not going well, you just bailing. That feels
Yeah.
like, yeah.
And but yeah, and with the end of the session when I will mark potential because I didn't roll a lot this session.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, you had a couple of them right up front, but those,
Yep.
yeah.
I
You would have. You
I
got
rolled
at least
more
one
than
miss that you needed to
Yeah.
get potential for.
I rolled more than the 0 I did last
Yeah,
session.
well, it was
But I
just
didn't
because
fail.
we've been doing a lot of talking and planning as opposed to action in the last couple of sessions. Is part of why, but
Yeah,
and nothing wrong with that.
I vote that we do some of our planning for how we're going to approach this.
Yeah. I would say don't
Offline.
overthink it, but at least
Yeah.
having a general concept of what the plan is,
Yeah.
like just a general idea of, are you just going to rush it, or are you going to try to disable the security, that sort of thing, because obviously the rolls will depend on how it goes. So there's no point in having a 25-point plan. But
Right.
yeah, all right. So Antares, what about you?
I grew closer to a team. I mean, I helped design the new hovercraft vehicle and help scout it, got location. So yeah, I will mark potential with that.
I want to encourage everyone to call it the life preserver, unless
The
I
life
mean,
preserver,
Oh,
the
yeah,
life
yeah.
preserver, the
Yeah.
life,
only
life
if you guys
preserver.
really like that name, because I don't want to just
No.
enforce that on you.
I
Just
really
like
do.
it.
I like
Yep.
it. I like it.
I like
Yeah.
it.
So
Yes.
yep. So the person I felt more close to is Vanguard, because Vanguard brought this vehicle and said, "Help me design this thing," and
Mhm.
I participated in that, so that was good.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Mayhem.
I think Mayhem feels closer to the team because Vanguard has accepted her in all of her violence. She
Nice.
is so cheerful about that. It's just random humming at the back when she thinks about it. So she's gonna mark potential.
All right.
And Vanguard has replaced Ilanel as the
Oh,
Bull's Heart Love.
oh,
All
party
right.
circle.
Yeah, Curie is just kind of permanently in the rival slot, so we'll have to figure out if Antares or Flair or somebody figures out how to oust her from that.
All right.
Flair is growing closer to the team.
Mhm.
I'm granting influence to, let's see, I already have Antares, Vanguard, and LL. I think it's going to be Mayhem.
Mhm.
And I'm going to mark potential.
Mhm.
I took an advancement this time. I wanted to tell you what I took.
Okay.
I took the one that gives me 2 moves off of other playbooks.
Okay.
And so I took Fight the Good Fight off of Legacy. Pulling your punches when you're directly engaging a threat, you can roll Savior instead of Danger.
Wow.
There's an advancement that lets you take 2 moves? I don't disbelieve you. I'm just surprised.
Yeah. Choose 2 new abilities from any playbook
Okay,
as you
yeah,
come
fair
into
enough.
your own.
All right.
Wow.
I mean, okay, does that mean abilities or moves?
Hang on. So what does it say? 2 new.
It says choose 2 new abilities from any
Oh,
playbook.
abilities are not moves.
Okay,
So I think
okay,
what that
okay,
means is
okay.
on a playbook, abilities are like the powers.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Oh, that's-
Gotcha.
yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll figure that out.
Okay, no problem. All right, cool. So did we get everybody? Did everyone do their?
I think I'm going to go with grow more into the image of myself that I
yes.
have,
Okay.
because like while I was, because like I asked for permission and like, yes, I took power from someone else, but I was very deliberate about kind of like going in with full well, as much as I could describe it, with
Mm-hmm.
fully informed consent,
Yeah. All right. Cool.
unlike my father
Mm-hmm.
and the colonel.
Yeah. Big moment for sure. So with that, you can shift one of your labels up and one down.
I'll take a look at that once I'm at a computer, and
Sure. Yeah. Don't forget. But
yeah, I
you
won't
can
forget.
do that at your leisure. All right. Cool. I think that's everybody then, right? Okay.
Bueller.
Well, so what will the Harbor Kids find when they infiltrate this mysterious compound? We'll have to wait to find out in next issue of Masks on So Many Levels.
So many levels.
So many levels.